What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today, I want to talk about the top 10 ways that most dental practice owners are actually self-sabotaging their growth. And what I mean by that is really how practice owners create conditions that prevent the outcome that they say that they want. For example, a practice owner might say they want to build a $3 million practice. However, they consistently make decisions that only support $1 million practice. Now, most aren't doing this intentionally. They don't wake up trying to fail. They're simply reinforcing their current reality through different behaviors, habits, and beliefs. If you're not growing, it's not because you're missing one magic marketing strategy. It's because somewhere in your business, you're unknowingly creating resistance against growth. And from my experience, here's what I believe are the 10 most common ways dental practices are self-sabotaging their own growth. Now, I should mention these are in no particular order, so let's start it off. Most dental practice owners are self-sabotaging their own growth because they become the bottleneck. Everything within the practice requires their approval. Every treatment plan, every marketing decision, every refund, employee issue, every purchase. The practice simply can't move faster than the owner. Ironically, they think they're protecting quality when in reality, they're limiting capacity. The practice grows until it reaches the owner's bandwidth and then it stops. Next is they delegate tasks instead of outcomes. Many dentists believe delegation means saying, can you handle marketing or can you answer the phones? But they never truly define success. There are no KPIs, no accountability, no systems or follow up. And then eventually they start to say, well, the marketing doesn't work. When in reality, the employee wasn't actually responsible for growth. They were responsible for completing activities. There's a major difference there. Next is they optimize for comfort instead of growth. Okay. What you have to realize is that growth creates discomfort. Point blank, period. Okay. Hiring people, spending money, changing up systems, having those difficult conversations, holding your team accountable, all of those things can be uncomfortable, but most practice owners typically choose comfortable decisions over necessary ones. And every comfortable decision only compounds into stagnation. Number 4, they confuse being busy with making progress. I see this a lot, okay? Their schedule is packed, they're exhausted, they answer emails and phone calls all day, they jump between ops, they solve emergencies, attend meetings, and then they wonder why revenue hasn't changed. The thing is, activity and progress are two totally different things. You can be incredibly productive at maintaining a business that's going nowhere. Next is they wait until problems become painful. Instead of solving issues when they're small, they wait until either a team member quits, production drops, new patients disappear, collections suffer, and cash flow becomes stressful. Then everything else becomes reactive. Growing businesses, they solve tomorrow's problems today, while struggling businesses, they solve yesterday's problem tomorrow. Number 6 is that they're constantly blaming external factors, whether it's insurance, the economy, bad leads, the marketing company, competition, the patients, the staff. All right. Now, don't get me wrong, some of those are legitimate challenges, but high growth practices are facing the same exact environment. Okay. The difference is where attention goes. One owner might ask, why is this happening to me? While another asks, given this reality, what's my next move? And only one of those questions create true progress. Number 7, they underinvest because they're trying to reduce risk. This one is really common. They won't hire until they're overwhelmed. They won't market until production drops. They won't train until the team struggles. They won't buy technology until competitors already have it. They're always investing after the opportunity has passed. The irony in it is that they're trying to avoid risk while creating a much bigger one. Number 8, they chase tactics instead of building systems. This one is big as well. Okay. I see this a lot. I mean, This month is Google Ads. Next month is TikTok. After that is SEO, AI, referrals. The problem is nothing actually gets enough time or structure to actually work. Okay. With successful practices that are steadily growing, they rarely have magical tactics. I promise you. Right. What they have are boring systems that produce predictable results over and over again. Number nine, they avoid difficult leadership conversations. And boy, is this a big one, right? This is one that I actually struggle with myself as a leader. As a leader, you must get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Now, this is something that I myself had to learn the hard way. A poor performing employee that stays another year, a doctor that isn't following protocol, a hygienist that skips the workflow, a treatment coordinator that doesn't present treatment consistently, right? Everyone knows it's happening, yet nobody addresses it. Avoiding one uncomfortable conversation can quietly cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. And last but not least, they expect growth without becoming a different leader. This is also one that I struggled with myself. And what I've come to realize is that a lot of practice owners and a lot of leaders in general, they often believe that by doing more, things will improve. If we just get more new patients, everything will fix itself. But what you have to understand is that doing more amplifies every weakness, okay? Weak systems become more chaotic. Weak leadership becomes more stressful. Weak teams become more overwhelmed. Growth doesn't solve operational problems, it exposes them. So, what you have to take from this is that the practice that earns $5 million requires a different owner than a practice earning $2 million. Not a better clinician, but a better leader. Now, when people hear the word self sabotage, they often picture someone making obviously bad choices, but in business and in ownership, it's much more subtle. It's repeatedly choosing what feels safe and comfortable, even when those choices move you further from the future that you say you want. That's why it's so difficult to recognize. Every individual decision seems reasonable. I'll hire later. I'll have that conversation next month. I'll review the numbers when things slow down. Let's wait a few more months, right? None of those decisions seem catastrophic on their own, but over months and years, they compound into a business that plateaus. Okay. The paradox is that most dental practice owners aren't held back by lack of effort. They're held back because they're using today's habits to pursue tomorrow's goals. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, share it with someone that you think might enjoy it as well. And I'll catch you in the next one.